Good morning, traders. Today is May the 27th, 2021. My name is Neville Hornsey, market analyst for YouTrading, and today I'm mainly going to be talking about the British pound versus the US dollar. The first things first, going to start with the US dollar index, and you can see here that we're in this downtrend. We're actually in a range. The last couple of weeks of trading has just been backwards and forwards, just above the $90 level to just below it. Yesterday was obviously a rally higher back into the range. So this particular swing low over here from the February 2021 is acting like a magnet as well. So we did break lower. We swept these lows, and I guess if we were to break higher than the 19th of May, then I'd be looking for maybe a trendline break. So that could be a sign of higher prices in the US dollar index. If we come back to price action over here, December 2020, you can see we had a swing low and then a further swing low here. The RSIs were sort of showing oversold. And then we had this last thrust to the downside, which became like a spring. The RSI didn't actually confirm any lower. So that was a good signal of divergence from price action. And that's when we had the rise all the way up to the March 2021 highs. Now, we talked a lot about this range over here acting as resistance. So maybe prices make a double bottom, this big W shape, and we go back up to test that, but that's a long way off. Nearer term, if we look to the British pound versus US dollar, again, we haven't seen a new high since the February 2021 high here, when the RSI was overbought, but we are starting to see these swing highs not really be confirmed by the RSI here. It's not exactly overbought, but it did trend towards the upper bounds of that. The momentum is to the upside. The 20, the 50, and the 200 daily EMAs are all stacked on top of each other, though the 20 is actually starting to flatten off, if you like, showing that this range here is lacking any momentum to the upside. And the idea would be essentially to buy the dip and keep going higher. If we go to the 4-hourly chart, you can see this 1.4 was actual resistance several times, and then we broke out of it, came back down, it acted as support, and then we went up to test the highs. Unfortunately, the sellers were still present, and we've just been in this trading range for a while now. So if this was a impulsive move higher and we had sellers step in, then this test here could be a sign of weakness. And if we were to break lower than that 1.4, then that would be out of this sort of distribution pattern, out of this trading range. And the likelihood is that we come back down, test this trend line, which is rising up through, if I go back to the daily, you can see here that it starts off in 2020 at the sort of the start of the rally from the pandemic lows, and it incorporates all of this price action. So if we were to get back down towards that trend line, having broken the 1.4, then I'd imagine that this sign of weakness that was here when we broke this swing low, when the buyer stepped in this time, that I don't think they'll be there for a second time of asking. So they'd probably switch back to being sellers, and this would then become resistance. And we would, like I said, go and test these swing lows here and possibly back down to this double bottom, which formed back in March and April. There will be liquidity down there. There's obviously a lot of stops down there from anyone that's long from the 136 levels. And that would be a great target to the downside to collect those stops down there. So that was kind of just what I wanted to show you. We're waiting for direction from the US dollar, essentially. I am bullish the British pound versus US dollar whilst we're above the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. Any sign of a close below there, then we probably come back down to test the rising 200 EMA, which hasn't been tested since September 2020. Okay, I hope that was useful. And if you make any money today, try and keep hold of it. We're getting to the end of the month. And yeah, we'll hopefully go into June feeling a lot happier. All right, take care.